All right, let's get right into scene stealers.
Is it even a choice this week, man?
I don't think it is, but we shall see, because you apparently said you might surprise me.
Oh, no, I was talking about with his favorite scenes.
Okay. Well, let's get everybody else on the board. God, I forgot to bring my paper again to see if I could do this. Episode 1, Black Panther, we got Okoye. Episode 2, we got Tenet, that's Christopher Pattinson. Episode 3, we did Coffee Town.
Is it Christopher Pattinson or Robert Pattinson?
Just give me a break. You know who it is. His picture.
I'm not a Kit Kat bar. I'm not giving you shit.
Robert Pattinson.
Thank
Episode 3.
We're a professional f***ing show.
Episode 3 was Live and Wake. We get Mike O'Connell. Episode 4, we moved on to Rounders, and that was
Matt
Damon. Episode 5 was Paid in Full, which was Woods Harris.
Mekhi Phifer was unavailable.
Episode 6 was
You Can Do It.
Us.
Yes.
And that was Lapita.
Correct.
Episode 7 was V for Vendetta, and we get Natalie Portman. Episode 8, Coffee Town, and that's Glenn Howerton. Here we are, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Do you want to say it at the same time? See if we got the same one?
Yeah.
All right.
3, 2, 1.
Steve
Martin.
Candy. Jesus Christ. All right. So go ahead.
All right, thank you. All right. Steve Martin. All right. So while the natural human nature in me decide clearly, honorable mention to Jonathan Candy, an iconic legend. I mean, literally, you and Steve Martin are on the same page, and I could. Put it this way, I chose Steve Martin because I couldn't be unbiased because of the fact that I felt like if I chose John, I wasn't giving him credit enough. I felt like I was letting the sympathy card play to me. Now, don't get me wrong. If you rewatch the film 4 or 5 times, John Candy's character gets there more and more and more and more. It shows you he's dealing with depression, loss. And as I'm making this argument, I'm like, okay, what am I doing here? But no, seriously, like his character is so there. So for me, like I say, with Jonathan Candy, he's an all-time great. Like I say, if you're talking about one of my top 20 actors and artists of all time, I mean, literally, and that's saying something because my list is, I'm in that list. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, like I literally respect him so much. But when we're talking about just this film here, I guess I resonated more with Steve Martin because I feel like my life somewhat has followed his path. Like we choose who we resonate with. I've been that person that's been like, damn, I'm such a nice guy, and I keep getting on so much. And even when I've been on so much, the nice guy nature in you still appeals. And don't get me wrong, like not nice to a fault, but to just like, damn, man, like this guy here is a really good guy. Why is all this shit happening to him? And I've gotten to that point before where I've broken and just been like, not cried, just laugh. Like, oh, what else could go? You're laughing at everything that's going wrong. I've had to deal with people like no one else in the world could deal with the Dale Ripple. I've had people like that around me, but I have to deal with it.
You keep saying Dale Ripple.
Dale
Griffin.
You know why I'm saying Ripple?
No,
I'm not going to tell you why I'm saying Ripple. I'll tell you that later. And it's not because I've been drinking. But Dale Griffin's character, like I say, once you know what he's dealing with, you do feel sorry for him. But I also feel sorry for Steve Martin's character because it wasn't like he was preview to any of this information. It was not like John Candy's character was not ultimately with Steve. He stole his debit card. They didn't have debit cards back then. He stole his Diners Club card. He ripped off V5. He literally said, hey man, listen, I'm not much of a talker. I just want to kind of go to sleep. You're like, you tell me I hate those chatterboxes. All they do, they talk you up. Whew. Oh man. You like, dude, at what point does a man reach his breaking point? And because he never reached his breaking point, I have to give it to one Stephen Martin. Now, mind you, we also know that we were efforting Mr. Martin, and we were this close. Yes, guys, exclusive, TTFT exclusive. We were about maybe 24 hours from landing Steve Martin. The scheduling did not line up. However, it doesn't matter. But we started the show, a month and a half, 2 months and a half ago. And the fact that we were that close to landing a legend, an icon, a man, the fact that he even considered us and didn't know us from Adam and Eve or David and Tarian lets us know that we're on the right path. So like I said, I'm not going to say you're wrong with your choice. However, we will be flipping the coin for this one, sir.
Okay, I will say you're wrong with your choice because everything I heard you say was nothing about Steve Martin's performance. It was all about Neil Page's character, which that is not on the table here. We're not talking about who had the most relatable character. We're talking about who brought the character to life the best. So, do you still think that he brought it to life? He brought Neil Page to life better than Del Ripples?
I'm not saying no Dale Griffiths. What are you doing, David? What are you doing? Oh, I see what's. Oh. Well, apparently we got a studio audio. You got our first chuckle of the evening. Oh, well, do tell. But no, I get what you're saying. What I'm saying is, again, when we say scene stealers, people who we felt the best. So it is, like I say, I felt he did the best because of the fact that he did. To me, that was about his performance. His performance was. Most normal people would have lost it 5 minutes dealing with Dale.
Yeah.
We saw, and it's not his reaction to him. It's the everything else he was having to deal with along with Dale. You have a wife at home. You have this. Like I say, don't get me wrong. I get where you're coming from. You're not wrong. I will say this. It can go either way for me. But if I had to lean a certain way, I want to lean towards Steve Martin because in my mind, I never want Dale to not be alive. Dale will always live in my heart. So I guess I'm still making a case for Steve and saying Dale. So I already know who's going to win this one. So you might as well just put him up on the board.
Well, before I do that, before I make my, because I still have a case that I want to make for John Candy, but I do want to throw out just
honorable mention?
3 honorable mentions.
Okay.
Of course, Steve Martin is an honorable mention because I don't doubt what you're saying. He was incredible.
I think you do doubt what I'm saying.
Lila Robbins, she is a very small moment in this movie, but so impactful.
The best Oscar walk down from a stairs ever done in film.
Yeah. And then Dylan Baker, who played I'm Owen, Gus's son.
If I'm not mistaken, he goes on to play the lizard in Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire. Yeah, I'm right.
I'll have to fact check.
You don't have to.
Post.
You don't have to.
Okay, I will. I'm also still going to fact you on V5 because I really think.
Mike, could you Google V5, please? Google V5 planes, trains, and automobiles. See what pulls up.
Don't do that. You're telling him to Google what the answer you want.
Because it is the answer.
What is the parking?
What is the parking spot in planes, trains, and automobiles? Can we and just yell it out like we're on Talk Soup?
All right. So those are the honorable mentions I have, but I give it to John Candy because. You could want he walks the line in this performance perfectly where you could want to slap him and hug him at the same exact time, and that is no small feat. He's the only person that's been able to pull this off, in my opinion, but other than Chris Farley is the only other person I've seen pull
Zach Galifianakis.
Zach Galifianakis leans further into I just want to slap you. You're making me laugh, but I still want to slap you. I never really feel that bad for you.
Out of those 3, I can say he's towards. Hold on, Mike. We got anything?
Not yet.
Keep going, David.
So yeah, Steve Martin actually said in an interview that John Candy.
V5.
What was it, Mike? Couldn't hear you.
V5.
Couldn't hear you, Mike.
V5.
For the mics in the back.
Valentine 5.
Thank you. Yeah, there we f***ing go.
Okay.
All right. Ow! Fact check, buddy. Can't even put my headset back on now. Read your facts.
No, I want to soak up this moment.
Right, man, dude. What?
Steve Martin actually said in an interview that John Candy had a lot of similarities to Del. Very sweet and complicated, always friendly, funny, and outgoing, but he could tell he had kind of a little broken heart inside of him. And when that
was about John Candy, not the character.
No, but here's what I'm saying. When John Candy is so good of an actor that he's willing to take a vulnerability like that and display it on the screen for the sake of bringing a character to life, that to me earns him the right on the board as the scene stealer.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in a long time, I won't say I've been proven wrong, but he has convinced me that his argument holds water more than mine does. So, Mr. Jonathan Demetrius Candy, welcome to the board. No, that's not your middle name. It just sounds so.
Demetrius. John Demetrius Candy. John Sugar-Free Candy.
The original dog from Spaceballs.
So thank you. You got your V5. I got my John Candy.
You did. So we all win.
Let's that is our scene stealers. Let us know in the comments who your favorite person was in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Do you agree with Steve Martin? Do you agree with John Candy? Did you also think that it was J5 and not V5? Throw all that in the comments.
I'll one more time just for me to just toot my own horn. You were thinking about the movie Short Circuit. Sorry, David.
Probably.
Johnny 5, J5, yeah. J5, no, V5. Royal, I love all alphabets. Whether yellow, black, or white, letters are precious in my sight. T loves all the little movies of the world.
3 coins in a fountain, each one seeking happiness. Find us in all these links that's coming up right now.
Why don't you subscribe? It'll last longer.